Yeah, boy! Welcome to the top 10 best cavalry generals. Today we're looking at the best of them, the best cavalry boys. And there are some surprises in this list. Some boys which you will not expect seeing here. So yeah, let's get right into this. And, by the way, as always, hybrid, like Navy cavalry guys are not yet included in the list. I'll do that in a hybrid video, hybrid Navy. But for now, we'll just look at the best cavalry guys. And at number 10, we have the surprisingly good Conqueror for his 98 medals. He is actually quite a good deal. He already has 4 starting cavalry skills, which is quite good if you just get him. 4 out of 7, he actually can level up to 7. His talent is always high moral, which is not bad. His moral can never be lowered. And he's level 8. When he fights larger forces, he's most like a cheap guy who fights with small cavalry forces. I mean, right, that's just quite a bad skill, but yeah, if you get him with a small skill, if you get him with a small little army, it's okay, and there's a chance the enemies won't counteract. I think for 98 medals, he is kind of okay. And at rank 9, I guess a lot of people expected him here. We have Varro's. Varro's, his talent is he has an increased defense. He starts with 3 out of 6 cavalry skills. For 188 gold, he has a chance that the enemies won't to attack again, and he can deal extra damage to infantry. Varro seems like a pretty decent general for a only 2 skill guy for a bronze guy. At rank 8, we have the best silver general, and that is Vey. I mean, the best, he's the highest rank, but his skills don't really convince me, I have to be honest. He has 6 out of 8 cavalry skill, which is quite good. His talent is high crit, but only when he fights a larger force. He ignores fences, which is the bad skill. He's only good to use against larger forces like Conqueror. He's a bit the better version of Conqueror, but for 568 gold, the medals just don't get him. Yeah, he can attack again, but just don't get him. He's really not worth it. At rank 7, the Belgic chieftain Comius. Now his talent is again always high moral, 6 out of 8 cavalry skills, can destroy cities, can again attack stronger force. I really don't like raids, such a bad skill for cavalry. And guerrilla, the enemies won't counterattack. He seems actually not as bad. He's like a good city destroyer, but I'd see him a bit better in way, but I again wouldn't use him, far too expensive. At rank 6, one of my favorites, Tiberius, the second emperor of the Roman Empire. He has 5 out of 8 cavalry skills. Again, 8 is not a bad thing. He right, gets the legion 1 level up, which isn't bad for all units in that legion. Jungle fighting, which is the best terrain skill in this game. March, so he's a fast guy. He can go into forests, and he gives higher crit when the moral is high. I think he's pretty decent. Again, probably wouldn't get him, but he's also a bit of like the hybrid with 2 skills which aren't cavalry locked. Kind of useful if you need him in other missions as well. At rank 5, we have Scipio. Now Scipio has 4 skills, is a gold general, but he doesn't convince me, to be honest. He has 6 out of 8 cavalry skill again. His talent is extra crit attack when hitting with cavalry, but counterattack is not bad. Raid is again not. I don't like raid. Really don't like raid. Street fighting, so he's like a street attacking, defending guy. I guess he's like a city defender, and he does extra damage to infantry. His skills overall don't seem super bad, but I don't like the combination because you don't want the cavalry to be a city defender. I think the cavalry should be offensive, and that's why I rank him low. Otherwise, if you use him to his strengths, he might be super good, but his strengths aren't suited for the game. Next, we have a little surprise. We have the second most expensive general in the game, and that's Anthony at rank 4. Now, Anthony, again, he doesn't convince me. Breakthrough, pretty useless. Charge, yeah, that's useful. It gives extra damage. March is useful, and again, all of these are not bad, but I don't like his talent enough. He will not be affected by terrain, which is good. He'll be like a fast guy with March, and he'll be able to go a lot of distance, but I think the guys which are above are a little better, and he costs a little too much. At rank 3, we have the Asian general. Where's he from? Han Dynasty General Huo. I kind of favor Huo a little more, since guerrilla is getting good, chance no counterattack. Okay, he can attack larger forces, which I don't really fancy that skill. And assault gives crit when moral is high. Well, the point which makes him a little better for me is he's a little cheaper. He can counter an assault. I'm not too big of a fan. I wouldn't get him, but he seems a little more useful. Also, he starts with 7 cavalry skill. He is more of the open fighter, but he also can counterattack. Again, I really don't like raid when the enemy has larger forces. Don't like this skill, but I feel he's a little bit more useful than Anthony. I think those guys are super close though. I actually gave them the same score, and I only gave Huo the higher level because he starts with a higher cavalry and his talent is a little more useful. At number 2, and this is probably the best cavalry general you can buy, that is Arminius. I think Arminius is a brilliant general. He starts with 5 skills only, but he can level up till rank 9 in cavalry attack, which will be very useful. He has jungle fighting, the best terrain skill. He does extra damage to infantry. He has guerrilla, so they won't counterattack, and when the morale is high. All of his skills, if they're used correctly, can be used very well. His talent is you use damage from enemies' counter, so he takes less damage. I think Arminius is the best cavalry general to get. Now, before I go to rank 1, a quick special mention to one boy which I didn't think didn't quite make the list. That is Pines. Now, Pines, his name is pretty weird. Pines. Yeah, it sounds bad. But he has 3 out of 6 cavalry skills. But I just like it him. He's so hybridy. He's good at mountain and march, and you can basically put him on any unit. He starts more of a cavalry type. He's a bit of a higher view. I think the generals I mentioned are a little better, but special mention to him. And at number 1 we have, of course, Hannibal. And that's why I said Arminius is the one to get, because Hannibal is in-app purchase. He is so good. He is 7 out of 9 possible cavalry, so the best. Talent is a cavalry around him get in 2 gates get 15% higher attack, which is so good if you use him with cavalries together. If you put other cavalry generals next to him, my gosh, all of his skills are brilliant. Cavalry commander, he has chance to attack again. He does damage against infantry. He has chance to no counterattack and crit attack if it's higher. So he is just a complete package. What a good general. Especially with his talent. The talent makes him a god. He's probably... I just have to look at Caesar a bit more, but I could imagine he might be the best in-app purchase to get. Caesar is also very good, but I don't rate playing as high in this game. But yeah. Hannibal, rank number 1. The guy, if you want to get the best cavalry, I would get Arminius. What a lad. Yeah, that has been my top 10 cavalry guys. Give me suggestions, tell me if I could have done this better, what I did wrong, just give me feedback generally. Tell me if this helps you. Have a nice day, and